How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So the stock market is having a ridiculous day so far today with 5 minutes left in the market. The S&P 500's up 1.7%, up $51. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up $255, up about 1%. And the Nasdaq is up $212, up 2.15%. And in this video, we're going to be talking more about the markets, breaking down some technicals, and I also want to go over with you guys the top stocks that I'm watching and looking to trade as we're getting into the month of July in 2020. And as always, I'm going to be sharing with you all what I've been doing as of late in the stock market. But before we do get into everything, all I ask from you is if you guys enjoy the content, as always, hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, and check out all the free links down below in the description box if you want 2 free stocks from Webull, one of them valued up to $1,400, and if you want to be further connected with the Strive Smart community. And I almost forgot, guys, oh my goodness, we did a giveaway yesterday, and now it's time to announce the winner. Alrighty, guys, so we got over 300 people in this giveaway, 320 comments on yesterday's video. We got 602 likes, so it's time to pick the random winner. Cue the music. Lotta Entertainment, you are the winner of the $100 giveaway. He commented, or she, I don't know, the man with the plan. And that is always what you need when you are trading. You need a plan. So I'm going to respond to your comment in yesterday's video that you won. We'll figure something out and move forward with getting you that $100. And if you don't respond within 24 hours, I'm going to be picking a new winner. So yeah, a lot of entertainment. Congrats on the $100. And let's get into the video. So let's kick it off with the S&P 500 here. And if you guys were watching my video yesterday, we talked about 3 major levels that I was watching. Well, there's a lot more than 3, but there's 3 key ones. One at 3020, $3,020, right? We held that on Friday heading into Monday. That was a big level. Another one, 3060, is where we actually closed under yesterday. And another one is 3120. And if you guys watched my video yesterday, you also saw that we were talking about how the S&P and the markets in general could be in a bull trap. And I'll actually talk more about that in this video, as well as the bull trap theory. It could still be intact. And I'm going to go over why in a couple of minutes here. So the bulls today, they completely won the day. No doubt about it, right? And in yesterday's video, we were talking about how if we fail at 3060 on this hourly chart on the S&P, if we fail right under that 50 SMA, which again is right around 3060, we might be going lower, maybe to take out 3020 and maybe to take out the lows from last week, right? You guys can see last week, or it was probably the week before that, we went down to 2980, and I was saying, okay, if we get rejected at 3060, 50 SMA here, we're probably going to go down and maybe take out those lows. But we can see clearly that did not happen. The bulls took out 3060 and they rallied all the way up almost to 3120, again a big level on the S&P, but now the bulls are hovering right under the 180 SMA, right around 3100 to about 3105 on the S&P 500. And this is why the bull trap theory could still be in place, right? Because we had a big green day yesterday, bringing in some bulls, and today we got another big green day bringing in some bulls. But the truth is, guys, we're still in an overall downtrend, at least on this hourly chart on the S&P 500. Judging pretty much from the 8th of this month, we've made lower highs time and time again, right? We hit 3,200. We hit another lower high at about 3,100, 3,150. And now, if we fail to break out of 3,120 tomorrow and take out 3,150 as well, which is a triple top resistance from a couple days ago, that is going to be very detrimental for the bulls, right? So if I was a bull out there, and you guys know I'm neither a bull nor a bear, I simply trade the trend. But let's say I was a hardcore bull in this market, I would need to see it break 3,120 and again 3,150, right? And overall, guys, the uptrend is intact if we're looking at a macro time frame, right? Not only on that hourly chart or not on that hourly chart. We can see on the hourly chart, again, it was downtrending, but on the macro scale, again, we are uptrending and we're in a wedge overall, which is why I've been saying the S&P is in a pretty funky spot, and this week is going to be a determining week in terms of overall direction, and that still stands, right? Because again, if we fail at the top of this wedge and we don't break 3,120, guess what? We might be going back down to test 30.60, the bottom of this wedge, which is around 30.50. And from there, guys, if we break that to the downside, that is where we might start taking out those lows, like I said earlier in this video, maybe around 29.80, 29.50 is another big target. And in general, 2900, 29.50, right around this 180 SMA, that could be a nice spot for more bulls to start coming in. As we've seen, this point in the past has been a support on the S&P 500. So just watch this wedge overall, guys. It's going to be very telling in terms of direction, especially heading into this long weekend for next week, right? The direction for next week. And when it comes down to the Dow Jones today, guys, up $217, up 0.85%. You guys can see the bull trap theory could still be intact for the Dow Jones as well. We closed under the 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart at a potential lower high. We also closed under a major resistance. If you guys recall, there's a couple of major levels that I'm watching on the Dow Jones as well. One of them, 24,700. We held that yesterday and a couple days before that, right? Another one is 25,800, which we did not break out of today. And another one above that is 27,000, 26,900, right around there. So the fact that we're hovering under the 50 SMA, hovering under 25,800, that leads me to believe that we can still see further downside here on the Dow Jones, despite the major day that we had today, and despite the Fed coming out and saying pretty much they're still using and they're looking to use all of their tools in the tool basket to assist the economy as the economy is trying to come back here from the big crisis that we're experiencing. So watch 25,800. If we get rejected there tomorrow, we might be going down to test the high 24,000 level. And where the bull theory, the bull trap theory will crumble is if we break out of these major levels, guys. If the Dow does something like this, fills up to 27,000 bucks, right? If the S&P 500 does something similar where it breaks out and fills up to 3,200, that is where the bull trap theory is going to be scrapped, right? And we can see on the Nasdaq, it's pretty much already scrapped on the Nasdaq when we're looking at pure technicals on this index, guys, because we broke out of this wedge, right? We broke out of this little downwards wedge that we were in for the past couple of days. You guys can see it better on this hourly chart, right? We were in this wedge today. We gapped up out of it, so that's very good for the bulls. The bulls also got us out of 99.70, which was another big resistance that we were talking about, as well as that 50 SMA, and we also broke out of 10,100. So the Nasdaq broke resistance after resistance after resistance today, so it's looking very bullish, and it's the most bullish by far out of the three major indexes that we track on this channel. So with this bullish break, I would not be surprised if the Nasdaq took out all-time highs again. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not on Thursday, but maybe sometime next week it does end up taking out those highs on this bullish move. And overall today, guys, we saw a lot of movement in the tech stocks, which is why Nasdaq did very well today since it is a tech-heavy index. We saw Apple up $3, Amazon was up $80, guys. This thing is a beast. Facebook was up about $6.50, Google up $20, Microsoft up $5, and Netflix up about $8. And we're also seeing gold rallying here, guys, as well. You guys can see we finally cracked above $1,800 an ounce. We were up 1% today, up almost $20 an ounce, and gold is looking more bullish than it has in a very, very long time. We took out 1750, we took out 1775, we took out the highs from a couple months ago at 1785, and along this rally, we're holding major moving averages at higher lows. We popped to the higher high today again, hitting 1804. This is looking extremely bullish for gold, and I personally think this rally in gold is going to continue. So let me know, guys, down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on the markets in general, S&P 500, Dow, Nasdaq, gold? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now let's talk about what I personally did in the markets today. Pretty active day for me. You guys know, again, I'm mostly a swing trader, but today I actually busted a couple of day trades. So let's get into what I personally did. And the first move I made today was in none other than NIO, guys. Ticker symbol NIO, Chinese electric vehicle company. Yet again, another fantastic day in this stock, up almost 7%, up 50 cents on the day. And we called this out yesterday, guys. I don't like tooting my horn too much on this channel, right? I don't like saying, oh, I called this out, oh, I called that out, but I'm going to say it today, guys. I called this out yesterday, and I said, if we break 735, guys, watch for the rally, right? Because we were talking about how if we didn't break 735, that could have been the right shoulder in this head and shoulders pattern, which ultimately is not a bullish move. But I was saying, if we break out of 735, which would be a bullish move, NIO has a lot of potential to fill up to $8. And we pretty much did exactly that today, although we did not fill up to $8 quite yet. We got pretty dang close, right? And for me, I saw, again, the break above 735 this morning as an entry point. And I didn't get in right away, guys. I'm not going to lie. I did not get in right away on this stock, but I do believe I got in. Yes, it was right here at $7. Let me check my notes. It was around $7.53, I believe. Yeah, $7.53 is where I entered. I entered in on this consolidation, and right before, no joke, guys, right before it popped off of this EMA line, this light blue line that you guys are seeing here. So we got the bullish break above 735. We kept rallying. We consolidated a bit, and that is where I entered, and I ended up exiting about 10 cents higher at 763, actually after we started to dump off at from 770 down to about, again, 763. That is where I ended up locking in the profits on this first little trade. And it wasn't too crazy. It was about a 1% profit. But like I always say, guys, profit is profit. Never be scared to lock in the profit and maybe look back afterwards for a re-entry. And you guys know Ulta is another one that I'm still in here. Ticker symbol ULTA did pretty well today, up 2.4%, up about $5 per share, and I'm pretty much break even at this point on this position. As you guys know, I was scaling in $215, $205, and now I believe I bought a little bit more under that as well, and at this point I'm break even. My average cost is around $203 to $204, and a good sign that I'm seeing here on Ulta is we're starting to break out of the $200 resistance. You guys can see 200 was a resistance back in the end of March, back in the beginning of April. We actually held it across the month of April heading into May. So it's critical, especially for my swing position, that we get well above 200 bucks here, that we break this resistance and start to rally up towards 230. Right around 230 is where I'm looking, quite honestly, to exit this position. 230 to about 250. That is the high end of my selling range here on Ulta. And if you guys were in the chat in the Discord chat today, later on in the day, you guys saw that I got into WKHS, workhorse stock, and this one, guys, has continued its ridiculous rally. It was up 20% today, and get this, it closed at $17.30. It was up to $20 at one point, so it had to have been up like 35-40% at some point. And for me personally, guys, it was a quick day trade in and out, very similar to Neo stock, right? So I saw it pull down from 20 bucks down to about 16.60. We held the 180 SMA here on the 5-day, 5-minute. And typically, guys, especially if I'm up for the day and I've already locked in profits, I don't like really trading stocks in power hour. I kind of like wrapping things up more in the beginning of the day. And power hour, for those of you guys that don't know, is the last day of the session, or the last hour of the session, and that is exactly what I ended up doing, guys. I ended up trading in the last hour of the session. I picked up some shares of Workhorse WKHS here at $17.25. You guys can see, again, we took the big haircut from 20 down to about 16.60, started rallying up here, and this is where I entered, right on this break out of that 50 SMA, right at the beginning of power hour, and I actually ended up locking in profits pretty close after that at around $17.60. So it was on this little drop down here is where I locked in profits. So pretty quick in and out move there in workhorse stock, which has been a workhorse, no pun intended, and that made me around a 3, actually less than that, more like a 2% trade there, 2% profit, and that's very good, especially at the end of the day as we wrapped up the day. And as always, I'd love to know what you guys did down below in the comment section when it comes to your trading. Now let's talk about a bunch of stocks that I'm watching moving forward and that I'm looking to trade heading into the month of July in 2020. So the first stock we're going to be talking about today, and they're actually reporting earnings right now, is FedEx, ticker symbol FDX. And let's take a look at how their stock's reacting. I actually haven't looked at the earnings quite yet, so let's see live right here. Holy crap! Would you take a look at that? It's gone from 140 bucks at the close of the market. Now it filled the entire gap. Oh my goodness, guys. I was going to tell you all, watch for the gap up to 153 bucks, and yeah, it looks like it just filled that entire gap, because I was looking at it here, 140 resistance, right? You guys can see we failed there pretty much this whole entire month, I'd say. Not the entire month, really ever since the middle of June, we've been failing at 140. And you guys can see last time we broke 140, we went up to pretty much $150. And now it seems like, again, that entire gap was filled after hours. So let's see what they reported when it comes down to earnings. Okay, Q4 EPS came in at $2.53. Holy crap, guys. Take a look at this. $2.53 versus the $1.52 estimated. So they completely obliterated EPS. And sales came in at $17.4 billion, which completely obliterated the $16.5 billion estimate. So pretty killer numbers there when it comes down to the brief metrics for FedEx. And again, it pretty much filled the entire gap that I was looking for. So now heading into tomorrow and Thursday and next week, quite honestly, I'm looking to see, okay, does this thing cool off a bit? Do we start to head down into the mid 140s, low 140s again? If so, that could be a good entry point, right? Anywhere in the mid 140s. I doubt it goes down to 130 again, especially with the strong earnings report. But hey, No one knows. Anything can happen, and I'm personally looking at 140 to 145 range as an entry point. And if we break 153, guys, show some consolidation there, we could then maybe fill up the gap to the next resistance, which is up here at $170. So from 153 up to 170, that's a 10% window there, although we probably won't rally all the way there without a pull down. And overall, guys, we're going to be looking at a potential entry again anywhere in the 140, 145 level here on FedEx, ticker symbol FDX. And another big mover today was Uber, ticker symbol UBER. You guys can see we finally broke out of 30 bucks. We were fiddling under 29, right around 29, under 30 bucks for the past couple of days. Now we're finally back above 30. And despite this downtrend still being intact, I think Uber is pretty interesting here, and let me tell you guys why. We got news that they're reportedly close to a deal to buy food delivery rival Postmates for $2.6 billion. So that's pretty good, right? They're looking to buy their rival and Postmates completely, $2.6 billion. And the stock is up on the news, up 5%, up $1.50. Now, for me to actually trade the stock, guys, on this pretty good news here, we're going to need to see the break, A, out of this downtrend, and B, we're going to need to see the break above the 50 SMA as well, right around 32 bucks. So for me, guys, anywhere from 32 bucks above to maybe 35 bucks, that is where I'm looking to scale into Uber. And ultimately, the exit price that I do have is going to be anywhere from 35 up to about 36 to $37. $38 is where I would really like to offload my shares here if I do decide to pick up a swing position in Uber. So another one here is PZZA, also known as good old Papa John's Pizza. So we got some news today that their Q2 same-store sales for North America rose 28% on strong demand during this crisis. And the stock, you guys can see, is currently $5 off of its highs, 85 bucks being a pretty strong resistance, right around 84, 85 bucks. We're currently trading above 79 bucks, also above this 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart. And quite honestly, we're in a horizontal pattern at this point, so I'm looking anywhere above $80 as an entry point on Papa John's here. So I'm going to set an alert, create an alert here and put it at 80 bucks. So if we get above $80, ThinkOrSwim's going to alert me, and from there, from 80 to 85 bucks, 83 bucks, let's say from 80 to 83 to 85 bucks, that is where I'm looking to make the move. And overall, we have around a 3 to 5% potential for profit here on Papa John's Pizza, ticker symbol PZZA. And Facebook is another one that I'm personally watching right here into the month of July, as again, like I said earlier in this video, as tech is completely killing it, guys. Nasdaq almost at all-time highs again, and Facebook has seen some downwards pressure as many companies are taking off their advertisements off of their platform, Starbucks being one of the major ones, and the stock ended up going down to $208 per share. It crashed from $245 all the way down to that price point, and since then we've broken out of $215, big resistance, and now we're trading under $227, $225, which is also a big resistance. And this is where the potential breakout for Facebook stock could come into play, right? Because if we break this 225 level, we're right back in that horizontal channel between $255 and $240, guys. So that would give us a potential 6% move on Facebook, considering it could rally back up to those all-time highs at around $245. And another one here that we called out yesterday is Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA, up 7% today, yet again hitting all-time highs at $1,087. What a day here for Tesla, guys. We took out 1030, which was the previous all-time high. And not to toot my own horn again, guys, but we did say if Tesla breaks 1020, it's most likely going to see a surge of momentum. The bullish momentum is likely to continue, and that is exactly what ended up happening. So at this point, I'm not looking to jump the gun on Tesla and enter at this point, but quite honestly, I'd like to see some sort of pull down. If we get anything in the $1,000 to maybe the $1,050 range, that could be an entry point here on Tesla. And a couple of other ones here that I'm watching. GDX did very well today, up 3.15%, up $1.12. And if you guys don't know, GDX is a gold miners ETF. It does very well when gold is going up in price. And again, we saw gold hit almost $1,805 an ounce today. And needless to say, guys, it's been very bullish ever since the breakout of this wedge that you guys can see on this 4-hour chart. Ever since we broke out of that wedge, we broke 34.70. We broke 35.50, which was a resistance we talked about in previous videos. It was a resistance back in the beginning of June, back in the end-ish of June, about a week ago. And with the break today, the next spot that I'm personally looking at for here in GDX is going to be around $37, $38, guys. And my call options are finally starting to get back to life. If you guys don't know, I'm long September call options with a $40 strike price here on GDX because ultimately I think gold stocks, gold miners, ETFs, and gold in general is going to do very well given the current state of the economy and the current state of the monetary policy. So another one I want to go over here is Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE, up 6% today, up almost $1 per share. And this is a very good sign for the bulls, guys, no doubt about it, right? Despite us still being in this little downwards, lower high pattern that we're seeing here, we're holding $14.70 to $15 as a rock, right? As a support, rock strong support. And that's a very good sign for the bulls here. But the one thing the bulls need to see, and I've been saying this, is a break above $17, $18, and generally out of the $19 range. That's where I think a lot of the momentum's going to kick in when it comes to Virgin Galactic, and from there, that is where I can see the stock shooting up to $20, mid-20s, and quite honestly, I see this thing going up $30, $40 per share in the future. So watch for the break tomorrow at around $17. This rally can continue, and I believe it rallied today because somebody came out, an analyst, saying it's a buy. You guys can see it here. MW Virgin Galactic, a buy at Vertical Research, as stock price target implies a near doubling. So you guys can see they think the stock price could double from here. So watch out for Virgin Galactic. And the last one here is BYND, Beyond Meat, which also had a pretty solid day today, up 2%, up $2.40. And for me, the price trigger that I'm looking to enter at is going to be above $135 to about $137. Once it's able, if it's able to get out of this resistance, I can see Beyond Meat back to the mid 140s and maybe low 150s. We just need to see it break this light blue EMA here on this 4-hour chart. And on this hourly chart, we need to see it break the 50 SMA. And again, that 50 SMA is right by 135. So I think if it does something like this, that is where we'll be able to capitalize on Beyond Meat. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out all the free links down below in the description box if you want 2 free stocks from Webull. One of them valued up to $1,400. And the way that you guys actually get those 2 free stocks is by simply depositing $100. And it takes about 6 to 7 days, business days, for the stocks to actually settle in your account. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. Again, stay safe out there. As always, peace out.